welcome to another broadcast of the Lawrence Report. On tonight's broadcast, we'll be discussing the new Disney Plus series, Echo. Now, I just got done watching all 5 episodes of Echo back to back to back to back, and I must say the series was pretty good. It wasn't the greatest, but it was pretty good. We know that this falls under the Marvel spotlight, something new that they are bringing to Marvel for people who necessarily, they may not know what happened back in Ant-Man or Avengers Endgame. This is a more character-driven, focused type deal, what Marvel is bringing to the table. So let's get into a little bit more of the story of Maya Lopez, aka Echo. Picking up after the events of Hawkeye, Echo follows the assassin Maya Lopez as she flees from her former life after shooting Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, for ordering the death of her father. She returns to Oklahoma, her tribal land she grew up on, to avoid being hunted down by Fisk men. Unfortunately, Maya ends up dragging her estranged family into the crossfire of the Kingpin's dangerous criminal empire. And I felt like Maya was, aka Echo, was torn in between two worlds, right? One world is, wanting to be on the side of the Kingpin, the man who basically, helped train and raise her, and at the same time, she has his family history, his family tradition that she's still trying to be a part of, right? But she knows that ultimately, Fisk, he is a bad guy. He can't be trusted, right? But for her, she's torn. Like, she's known this guy since he was little. She even called this man right here uncle, right? And one of the craziest scenes we saw, of course, just like in the comics, is when she decides to shoot Wilson Fisk for the situation when it came to her father. Again, because this man cannot be trusted. He is a snake, and he will ultimately betray you. That means including betraying Maya as well. Now, the pacing of this right here, of the series, was a little, little subpar, I guess you can say. But other than that, I really enjoyed Echo. And I definitely loved the family traditions when it came to episode 4 and episode 5, with the powwow, with the Chalk Talk language. I definitely enjoyed that right there. So for me, like I said, for me, Echo was pretty good. Wasn't the best. I did love the fight scenes in Echo. Oh, let me say this right here. So they kind of teased us a little bit, in the trailer, right? So I hope people did not go into Echo thinking that they was going to see a lot of Daredevil, right? I feel like the Daredevil situation, that was just basically a tease, like a small minor setup. So that's the one negative thing I probably didn't like about Echo. For me, episodes 2 and 3, they kind of dragged along, but after that, between 4 and 5, that's when things really, really picked up when it came to Echo. Some of the stuff that I absolutely loved, I know I start with the bad, but I'm gonna start with the good now. But like I said, I love the fight scenes. They were absolutely incredible. Some of the stuff that I did love was hearing, the Native American language, the Chalk Talk language that was used in Echo right here. I love the ancestry aspect that he brought along to this right here, talking about her roots, her background, her people, her history, things of that nature right there. Now, to me, Echo absolutely embodied, when it came to ASL, family tradition, the situation with Kingpin, all those things I feel like are the 3 biggest core roots of Echo. And like I said, Marvel absolutely knocked it out the park with those big 3. I think that was the big focus of Echo. And of course, it had a lot of action. I love the Daredevil fight between Daredevil and Maya. Great fight scene right there. I hate that it kind of was leaked on Twitter, but other than that, I love that fight scene right there. And in episode 1, I love the background we saw. We saw the origin of Maya and the origin of Kingpin, how they two formed a very unique bond in itself, So I definitely love that. right there. And one thing that we did find out that, some of the other previous Marvel shows, the Defender, such as Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, all those guys right there are officially canon, right? So I'm hoping that that means that we are going to see these guys come back to the future, back to the forefront of Marvel, because I believe everyone I just mentioned definitely should be in the MCU once again. We know that all of those shows was a part of the Netflix situation, but now they are officially canon, right? And this was, this series was kind of gritty, kind of bloody on a street level when it comes to Maya, and with the things that she brings to the table with her history and her background. But I would say it wasn't as bloody and gritty as, the Daredevil, the Luke Cages of the world, those type Netflix shows right there. But it was still enough grit, enough dark, enough mystery that makes you think that, okay, I can see why they rated this show the way they rated it. Now, one thing that I absolutely did love is how Marvel, they focus on the trauma, that Maya had with her past, and Kingpin's trauma himself with everything that's going on with his father. I love how they was talking about, how, our past can come back and basically can affect everything from our future. We see both Maya and the Kingpin dealing with both of those past traumas right there. Now, in episode 5, that was without a doubt one of my favorite episodes of Echo. Her talking to her mother, and her mother, telling her that, our history, our, family dynamic, it's been passed down from generation to generation. And now, it falls upon your shoulders. So I love that right there, her mother coming back to her. And that was a pretty emotional scene. We saw Maya crying, because she's still, even though she's a grown woman now, she's still dealing with the loss of her mother. But her mother was reassuring, speaking life into her, saying, hey, be proud of your heritage, be proud of your history, and, everything you stand for. There was women from back there, back in from your ancestry up to now. They all are here standing with you as well. So that right there was one of my favorite parts, seeing Maya's mother, seeing those, those women, they was backing Maya up right there. And in one part that, it kind of touched me at the end on episode 5 was when we saw Echo. She kind of came back with her mother and the rest of the ancestors, and they was all standing with her side by side, getting ready to battle Kingpin, right? Now, when it came to that final battle, it was not as good as I wanted it to be. I was kind of slightly, just a little bit, slightly disappointed in the final battle. I mean, I know she used her healing powers, to try to penetrate Kingpin's mind and see what's going on with him. But I just wanted that final battle to be a little bit better, And when I saw that the final episode, I hate when Marvel does this. When the final episode was only 30 minutes, I personally wanted that final episode to at least be maybe 50 minutes, at least that. Because I feel like 30 minutes can be so rushed and so jam-packed. But other than that, I did enjoy this series right here. If this is what Marvel plans to do in the future when it comes to the Spotlight, I'm totally down with it. If they want to take these characters, some of those characters, and bring them down to a street level, I think that is good. And I would love to see some of the street levels heroes back into the MCU. I mean, of course, I know we got Daredevil, I know we got Spider-Man, but again, I'm talking about the Luke Cages of the world, the Jessica Joneses of the world, the Punisher, Bullseye, people like that. I want them on the big screen, not just on, Marvel Spotlight. I want them on the big screen. So yeah, if you enjoyed Echo, please comment below your favorite part of Echo. If you think there's something that Marvel could have done to improve Echo, please let me know in the comments, all right? And as always, thank you for tuning into the Lawrence Report.